There is one thing that almost every parent believes, that if they love their child enough, then one day their child will understand that every sacrifice, every pressure, every reminder, every moment of strictness comes from love. But what breaks so many hearts is this: love is not always felt by a child the way adults hope it will be. You may work 12 hours a day just to give your child a better life. But what your child remembers most is the dinner you were not there for. You may buy your child expensive gifts, but what they long for most is just a few minutes of your undivided attention. You may think you are always there for your child, while your child feels like they are growing up alone. That is not because you do not love them. It is because loving a child and helping a child truly feel that love are two completely different things. Some children grow up in homes that have everything, yet they always feel lonely. Others do not have a perfect life, yet they grow up confident, peaceful, and strong. The difference is not money, not the school they attend, not the toys they own. The difference is the quality of the connection between parent and child. Developmental psychologists have discovered something fascinating. What children need most in their early years is not parents who have every answer. What they need is to know that whenever they turn around, someone is always there, someone ready to listen, ready to hold them, ready to help them feel safe. A child who feels safe will have the courage to explore the world. A child who does not feel safe will spend their childhood searching for acceptance. That is why so many adults are still afraid of rejection. Always trying to please everyone. Always feeling that they are not good enough. Not because they are weak, but because deep inside them, there is still a child who never truly felt seen. The saddest part is that distance between parents and children rarely begins with one major event. It begins with very small moments. The time you answered your phone while your child was telling you a story. The time you said, "We'll talk later," then forgot about it. The time you nodded, but were not really listening. The time you lost your temper simply because you were exhausted. Each of those moments may seem insignificant on its own, but after they happen hundreds of times, a child's brain starts forming a conclusion. My parents do not have time for me. I am not that important. My feelings are not worth sharing. That is when the distance begins. No one can see it. No one can hear it. But it grows a little more every day, until one day you walk into your child's room, wanting to ask how their day went, and all you hear is, "Nothing. I'm fine. It's okay." Not because they have nothing left to say, but because they have gotten used to keeping everything inside. Many parents think adolescence is what changes their child. The truth is, adolescence only amplifies what was already there. If trust has been built over many years, your child will still come to you. If the connection has slowly faded away, they will look for answers somewhere else. Friends, social media, celebrities, or anyone who makes them feel understood. That is why this video is not about how to control your child. It is not about how to make them obey all the time. It is about something far more important: how to become the person your child always wants to come to. Because when the connection is still there, you do not have to raise your voice. Your words still carry weight. When the connection is still there, you do not have to control them. They will still want to listen. And the most wonderful part is this: that connection is not built through grand gestures. It is built through hundreds of very small moments, things that seem so ordinary that many people overlook them, yet they have the power to change an entire life. Today, we are going to explore 7 simple habits that have been supported by countless studies in developmental psychology. They cost nothing. They require no special talent. They do not ask you to become a perfect mother or father. They only ask that you be present, truly present, because sometimes the most valuable thing a child needs is not someone who can give them everything, but someone who always makes them feel. You never have to face this world alone. The first habit. Create a time that your child knows with absolute certainty belongs entirely to them. Not when you happen to be free, not after all the work is done, not only when you remember, but every single day, consistently. Maybe just 10 minutes, maybe only 15, but during that time, no phone, no email, no work. Nothing is more important than the child sitting right in front of you. Many parents believe children need more time. But what children need even more is the quality of your presence. You can spend the entire day with your child, but if your mind is always somewhere else, they will still feel lonely. On the other hand, just 10 minutes of your full attention will make your child feel, I matter. Research on attachment shows that one of the strongest foundations of a child's sense of security is knowing that there will always be moments when their parents belong only to them, not to teach, not to correct, not to ask about grades, simply to be together. You do not have to prepare anything special. Let your child decide. Maybe you build puzzles together. Maybe you take a walk. Maybe you simply sit on the couch and talk about the day. The activity itself is not what matters. The feeling is. The second habit. Learn to listen more than you speak. Most of us grew up in an environment where adults always had the answers. When a child has a problem, we immediately look for a solution. When a child feels sad, we try to cheer them up. When a child feels disappointed, we rush to explain things. But there is something very interesting. A child's brain is not always looking for advice. Many times, what they are really looking for is someone to walk beside them. Try changing your approach. Instead of saying, you should do it this way, ask, what do you think is making you feel the saddest? Instead of saying, it's not a big deal. Say, I can see that this really matters to you. Open-ended questions. Always create a stronger connection than closed answers. Because when children feel truly heard, they keep sharing, but when they are constantly interrupted or judged, they slowly become quiet. That silence does not appear overnight. It is built through hundreds of conversations that never truly reached the end. The third habit. Do not only pay attention to the results, pay attention to the effort. There is one very common mistake. We only praise our children when they succeed. High grades, awards, victories. But life is not always filled with days like that. If love and recognition only appear after success, children will grow up believing that their worth depends on their achievements. Try saying, we can see how hard you worked. We love how you refuse to give up. We are proud of you for having the courage to try. Those words help children build motivation from within, instead of living only for praise from others. That is the foundation of genuine confidence. Not confidence because you always win, but confidence because you know you still have value, even when you fail. The fourth habit. Let your child see the real you. Many parents try to appear strong in front of their children, never crying, never apologizing, never admitting they were wrong. They believe that helps preserve their authority. But the truth is, what earns a child's lasting respect is not perfection. It is sincerity. If you lost your temper today, go back and say, we are sorry. We reacted too strongly. That was not right. For adults, those are only a few simple words. But for a child, they become a lesson that good people can make mistakes too, and good people know how to make things right. That is a lesson no school can ever teach in your place. And it is also what helps your child grow up with the courage to take responsibility for themselves. The fifth habit. Create small traditions your child will always look forward to. There is something fascinating about the human brain. We do not remember life through its biggest events. We remember it through the things that happen again and again. A good morning greeting, a hug before school, a family dinner around the same table, a bedtime story, a short walk after a meal. These things may seem completely ordinary, but to a child, they are emotional anchors. Every time those little rituals are repeated, the brain receives another message. I belong here. I will always have a place to come home to. That is why so many adults, no matter how far they have gone, still remember the smell of their old kitchen, still remember their mother's voice every evening, still remember family dinners filled with laughter. What they remember is not because those moments were extraordinary, but because they happened often enough to become part of their heart. Do not wait for a vacation. Do not wait for birthdays. Do not wait for the weekend. Create those small moments right in everyday life, because it is repetition that creates a sense of belonging. The sixth habit: let laughter appear more often in your home. There is one sad reality. Many families only talk to each other when something is wrong. Grades, homework, discipline, mistakes, reminders, criticism. Little by little, children begin to associate their parents with pressure. They hear you call their name, and the very first thought that comes to mind is, what did I do wrong this time? But a family should not only be a place where mistakes are corrected. A family should also be a place that brings joy. Laugh with your child, play a silly game, tell a funny story, dance together in the living room, bake something together, or simply laugh over something very small. Laughter has a remarkable power. It erases distance, it softens tension, and it helps your child remember that being with you feels good. Research in neuroscience shows that when parents and children laugh together, both of their brains release neurotransmitters that create happiness and strengthen emotional bonds. That is why 1 minute of laughter together can sometimes be worth far more than an hour of lecturing. Do not only be the person who teaches your child, be the person your child enjoys being around. The seventh habit: say good things to your child, even when you think they already know them. There is a question many psychologists have asked: if a child hears hundreds of opinions from the outside world, whose voice will stay with them the longest? The answer is their parents' voice. What you say to your child today will very likely become the way they speak to themselves tomorrow. If they often hear, "You can do this," they will learn to believe in themselves. If they often hear, "You never do anything right," they will believe that too. Sadly, many parents only speak up when their child makes a mistake, but stay silent when they do something right. They think that is normal. There is no need to praise them, no need to say anything. But a child cannot read your mind. They need to hear, "We love you. We are so happy to have you. We are proud of you." Not because you got a high grade, not because you won, not because you are perfect, but simply because you are you. That is the kind of love that allows a child to grow up without spending an entire lifetime searching for validation from everyone else. Maybe today, your child will not react very much. Maybe they will only smile or pretend to feel embarrassed. But never underestimate the power of those words. They will stay. They will settle deep inside and become the voice your child hears whenever they doubt themselves, whenever life becomes difficult, whenever they feel they are not good enough. That is when they will remember that there was once someone who always believed in them, and that person was you. Before we end this video, I want you to pause for a few seconds and think about one thing. 20 years from now, when your child sits down and talks about their childhood, what do you hope they will say? Will they remember how hard you worked? Maybe. Will they remember the expensive gifts? Maybe. But what they carry with them for the rest of their life will most likely be the little things that today you think do not really matter. A hug before bed. The way you looked at them with your full attention while they were telling a story. The words, "We believe in you." An evening when the whole family sat together. The time you apologized after losing your temper. The moment you put your phone down, just to listen to your child for 5 more minutes. We often believe that the biggest moments are the ones that change a life. But the science of memory tells us the opposite. What stays the longest is the feeling. The feeling of being loved, being respected, being heard, being accepted. A child does not need to grow up in a perfect family. What they need is a family where they never have to become someone else in order to be loved. They are allowed to make mistakes, allowed to feel sad, allowed to be afraid, allowed to fail, and still know that whenever they turn around, there will always be open arms waiting for them. That is what home truly means. There are many adults who carry remarkable success, yet still feel empty inside, because deep within them, they are still searching for the sense of acceptance they never received as children. But there are also people who face lives filled with challenges, yet continue moving forward with peace, because they carry one belief with them, that they are worthy of love. That belief does not appear on its own. It is built day after day, conversation after conversation. Every time a parent chooses to truly be there for their child, instead of simply being near them. The most beautiful part of being a parent is not raising a perfect child. It is watching a human being grow, day by day, becoming more confident, kinder, stronger, and learning to love themselves. If today you realize there were times when you were too busy, times when you unintentionally hurt your child, please do not lose hope, because children have an incredible gift. They know how to forgive, as long as they can feel your sincerity. It is never too late to start hugging your child more often, listening to them more often, laughing with them more often, or simply saying something you may not have said for a very long time. We love you. We are always here. We are proud of you. Do not wait until your child is grown before trying to become close again. Do not wait until they no longer want to hold your hand. Do not wait until their room is filled with nothing but silence, because childhood never comes back. Every day that passes is one less day for you to create beautiful memories together. One day, your child will leave this home. They will have a life of their own, a family of their own. You will no longer be the center of their world, and that is completely natural. But what they will carry with them for the rest of their life is how you made them feel when they were with you. If you made them feel valuable, they will step into life with confidence. If you made them feel deeply loved, they will know how to love others. If you made them feel that they would always have a place to come home to, they will never truly be alone. That is the greatest legacy a mother or father can leave behind. Not money, not possessions, but a healthy heart, a peaceful soul, and an unshakable belief that, no matter how difficult life becomes, I will always be worthy of love. If today's video gave you a new perspective, please share it with a father, a mother, or anyone who is walking beside a child, because sometimes just one small change in the way we love can change an entire human life. If you enjoy content about child psychology, the science of parenting, and building happy families, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss the upcoming videos. Thank you for staying with me until the very last second. That tells me one thing. You do not simply want to raise a child. You want to nurture a human being. And that may be the greatest gift any child could ever receive.